everyone, it's Alex here, coming at you on a Wednesday afternoon. I just figured I'd come on and share. I got 6 records here. I think all really interesting, really special. This is the first one here, Moondog, Heart Songs. I'll present these in chronological order from oldest to most recent, and you'll see a theme. The theme, it really is the piano. And this is Moondog's record from his European period. He was moved to Germany in the 70s, recorded several outstanding records. I think this is the last one, and then he moved to Sweden, made a couple of recordings there. This is from 1978 on the Kopf label out of Germany. And yeah, of course, a very unique record in his storied catalog here, since he's not just using his voice, but actually every single one of these songs is just a full-blown, fully realized actual song. Just him on the piano. There's a little bit of his patented percussion on a few of the pieces as well. This one is called High on a Rocky Ledge. Just beautiful. I mean, certainly reminiscent of things like Robert Wyatt. It's very vulnerable at times. Yeah, like there's like lullabies. Here there's a choo-choo lullaby. There's sort of a there's a song called Here's to John Wesley Hardin. So very much these sort of American folkloric type themes. Yeah, a really cool record. Unfortunately, has not been reissued. Very difficult to find. I would imagine that they're gonna reissue a lot of these German period records at some point. I don't know anything about the Moondog estate and who owns the rights and stuff, but hopefully that's coming. Otherwise, yeah, I think these are widely available on CD, and I'll leave a link to, I believe it's still on YouTube. So next. So this is 1979 on the Steeplechase label out of Denmark. It's recorded July 11th, 1978. And of course, this is Walt Dickerson on the vibes with Sun Ra on the piano. Just a beautiful, very spacious, sparse record. There's Sun Ra on the keys. And yeah, a very unique, record for both of these artists, really. Of course, Dickerson has done he did several records in the 70s that were, very much in that spacious, spacey, minimal vibe. And here they just a lot of different pieces. These are all Dickerson originals, which is also interesting, since Sun Ra is sort of notoriously sort of not the greatest collaborator. Obviously, very much a band leader for the most part. There are some exceptions, of course, this being one of them. But yeah, they just sort of trade solos back and forth. Sometimes they play a little bit together as well. This is the U.S. pressing here on Steeplechase. Yeah, highly recommended. If you're interested in either of these players. Here's Dickerson coming in on the vibes. Yeah, highly recommended. All stop the video here and then go to the next pair so I don't have to change the records here. Alright, so the next one here is from originally from 1983. I believe this was originally a cassette only, or never released. I can't recall which. This is Dr. Dancing Mask is the name of the album, and Pianoisms, and the artist is Neil S. Cavern, Kvern. Yeah, primarily piano, but some percussion here, some marimba, something called that they're calling a metal fish, a desk lamp, a little bit of voice here and there, some recorder, some effects. Yeah, obviously very lo-fi. I believe this guy's from the Pacific Northwest, if I recall. I just got this in this week. I alluded to it in my Soundom video. I know they had it available. It's on the Freedom to Spend label, which is really putting out some really cool archival stuff. Yeah, just really hypnotic, repetitive at times, and then at times a little bit more meditative, kind of reminiscent of like Jordan De La Sierra, if you're familiar with him. Maybe I'll go to that last track here. Sort of more of a cascading type sound, but yeah, really nice discovery, and yeah, highly recommended. I think they're still available on their Freedom to Spend Bandcamp. Yeah, if you like what you hear, check them out. Just got insert. Well, some information here. Alright, next we have this record by Lawton, born in France, classically trained pianist. Eventually she moved to New York. I believe she studied there as well. Was very much involved in that New York scene. And we got some players from that scene, including Peter Zumo on the trombone, and Arthur Russell on cello. Yeah, really, those are the only two other musicians here. And then Lawton, of course, here on the piano, but also with some tape work, sequencer work as well. You kind of see that here. Yeah, just an absolutely beautiful. I mean, I guess from reading about her, I mean, they put her into this post-minimalist camp. I'm not exactly sure what that means, and what the cutoff is, between minimalism and post-minimalism, but I mean, certainly you can hear the influences of minimalists like Reich and Terry Riley and so on, but at the same time, it's very much not a minimalist sound, in that it really has a lot more layers. There's a lot less space in a way, a lot more. Well, it's more kinematic and maybe cinematic in a way. course, yeah, some of the tracks, like I said, with trombone and some of the other effects, and Arthur Russell on cello. Unfortunately, another one that I don't believe has been reissued that certainly deserves to be, and yeah, a lot of her work very much something I'm interested in. Yeah, definitely a very interesting pianist, composer, very much worth checking out. Alright, next we have a 1986 release from Terry Riley. This is on the Celestial Harmonies label out of the US. It's an absolutely beautiful release from Terry Riley. All just him on the piano, 4 sides, some amazing compositions, just really showcasing not just his composition and his compositional prowess, but you know, also kind of really spotlighting his how technical and what a brilliant, prodigious piano player, you know, Terry Riley really is. Which, you know, I think if you've only heard his organ or synthesizer stuff, you know, that can get lost a little bit. But here, you know, no effects, just him on the piano. You know, honestly, I haven't read, you know, and there's a theme to this. You know, I do know this was dedicated to Lamont Young, and you know, there's a exploration nautical theme here. Honestly, I mean, I would almost rather imagine, you know, sort of my own things, you know, as I listen to this music, you know, which is part of why I haven't, you know, really delved into, you know, the themes that he was thinking about when he composed these. But yeah, titles like Land's End, Cadence on the Wind, Riding the Westerlies, The Discovery, and so on. So very much an exploratory theme, as would be indicated by the cover art. Yeah, and also just you know, surprised to hear how powerful he is on the instrument. Yeah, very much highly recommended. Lastly, here in this sextet is Malcolm Pardon. I don't know a whole lot about him. There's not a whole lot of information out there about him, and I have not had a chance to dig in too deep. I know there's a record that Stunty recommended. This from, I believe, either 2020 or 2021. I'm not seeing a year here. But yeah, as the cover would indicate, sort of a very stark, very personal, very yeah, I think yeah, just it's cinematic at times. I mean, it's a interesting music in a way that it seems very familiar. In a way, you know, it sounds very much like it could be a soundtrack to a movie or, you know, a TV series or something. And who knows, maybe it has been used to that purpose. I'm not sure. It certainly has that quality, almost like generic in a way, like I said, but you know, very much its own thing, and highly recommend this. You know, if you're looking for some contemporary piano music. I think it's pretty much just piano. I mean, there might be a little bit of, yeah, okay, so you can hear a little bit of some backing electronics there that add some nice textures. This is the opening track called Beneath the Surface. Yeah, Malcolm Parton, check him out. I'm pretty sure this is still widely available too. And a really cool cover too. Anyway, that's all I had. Hope you guys enjoyed those 6 records.